finally, we are done with the Dodoco's Bomb-Tastic Adventure, a limited time event of Genshin Impact 4.1. And let me read to you the book of Dodoco's Bomb-Tastic Adventure, a quest item, a fairy tale that Lisa wrote based on the special game Dodoco's Bomb-Tastic Adventure, featuring the Spark Knight, Dodoco, special Jumpty Dumpties, and the Honorary Knight, and their white-collared helper in their victory over the fishes. In the calm waters of Cider Lake, the fish of Mondstadt were enjoying quiet, happy lives. But then a never-before-seen army of spiky fish appeared. They were clad in strange armor and carried small, short swords, ferocious and oppressive. They soon took over the homes of the local fish. Haha, this belongs to the spiky fish kings now. To reclaim their homeland and eject the invaders, the fish of Mondstadt asked the strong and imaginative Dodoco and the cheerful and kind Spark Knight for help. Jumpy, eh? We can't use Jumpy Dumpty this time. The powerful Jumpy Dumpty bomb will destroy the houses the fish were never trying to reclaim, and the lake bed would be utterly wrecked. Another idea was needed. The clever Dodoco and the Spark Knight discussed the problem at length and come up with the super special, super safe, super reliable Jumpy Dumpty. Small and precise enough to blow up only the bad spiky fish, leaving the innocent fishes unarmed. But the name super special, super safe, super reliable Jumpy Dumpty was a little long, and the Spark Knight kept saying it wrong. So they called the new device the special Jumpy Dumpty instead. Wait, allow me to listen out. It turned out that Dodoco's long ears weren't just for a show. They were great for picking up sounds. Once thrown into the lake, special Jumpy Dumpties would swim toward wherever the spiky fish were active, and Dodoco could hear it all. That allowed the special Jumpy Dumpties to work their magic at exactly the right spot, defeating the spiky fish. But the enemy seemed prepared. There were so many of them. The Spark Knight and the Docos rushed back and forth, not even stopping to eat. They were almost out of special Jumpy Dumpties. You think you two are enough to beat us? Conquerors of the 5 seas? But where are the 5 seas the spiky fish spoke of? Could they have overpowered the fish in other places as well? Flummox, Dodoco, and the Spark Knight returned to the Athenaeum to inquire with the scribe witch. Without needing to crack open a book, the witch chuckled softly. Perhaps these 5 seas simply refer to the north, east, south, west, and center of Cider Lake. It finally dawned on the Spark Knight in Dodoco. They'd fallen for a fish story. Unfortunately, the slippery, spiky fishes had seized this opportunity to construct a sturdy barrier reef. They then expertly hid among the aquatic plants, kicking off a devious game of hide-and-seek with Dodoco and the Spark Knight. Now these thorny fishes would be an even greater thorn in their sides. Dodoco and the Special Knight thus called in help, the Honorary Knight and the Helper in White. With ample experience between them, the two offered just the advice they needed. Looking at the map, the Honorary Knight said, "Just like with any adventure, you must first determine the direction in which to advance." Dodoco understood. By finding a way to control the direction of the blast, they could enhance the special Jumpy Dumpty's power and reach spiky fish further away. Between mouthful of desserts, the Helper in White said, And if you can make explosions to take all sorts of forms, they'll be even harder to evade. The Spark Knight then had an idea. If they made special Jumpy Dumpty explode into the shapes of different desserts, they could lure the gluttonous spiky fish and wipe them out in one blast. So Dodoco and the Spark Knight upgraded the special Jumpy Dumpty with a new ability. This new and improved special Jumpy Dumpty could explode in various shapes that could pass through the lake plants and reach the enemy soldiers hiding in even the trickiest locations. Even if they couldn't deal with the unyielding stones, they could circumvent them, delivering an explosive surprise to the nasty fish behind it. Armed with these special Jumpy Dumpties, the Dodoco and the Spark Knight no longer had to worry about being ambushed by the spiky fish. One after another, the spiky fish were defeated. When word of this finally reached the spiky fish kings, they swelled up angrily and stormed in to join the battle. In the honorary knight and the helper in white's experience, bulbous blobs were always bad news. When they looked over the opposing side and saw the hulking kings glimmering in gold, they wondered how were there suddenly so many of them, no matter how they sliced it. This was all rather fishy. Between mouthfuls of dessert, the helper in white said, "There's nothing to be afraid of. Maybe these kings just use berries to paint themselves gold." Looking at the map, the honorary knight said, "Even if they dye themselves with Nelotpala lotuses, their strength would only increase by 5%. At the end of the day, a fish is still a fish." Indeed, to them, king might have been more like a title, something that looked impressive and intimidating to others. Their gold color did not necessarily mean that they were any stronger. The Spark Knight and the Dodoco breathed sighs of relief. Now they wouldn't need to school this fish late into the night and make everyone worry by returning home so late. They reached the home stretch. It was time to make quick work of this puzzle. Emboldened by their kings, the soldiers mounted another defense amidst the stones and aquatic plants. They were undaunted. Dodoco, the Spark Knight, and the Honorary Knight, and the Helper in White had to come up with a clever countermeasure. How should they deploy their limited number of special Jumpy Dumpties to defeat all their foes in just a few blasts? The Spark Knight glanced over at the Helper in White, who was circling the Honorary Knight, and thought of something. Wait a minute, if these spiky fish only know how to defend against special Jumpy Dumpties from the front, then all we need to do is go around them, right? The spiky fish could only move in the water, but the Spark Knight and the Dodoco could freely walk around the pond's edge to where they were undefended, and then launch their special Jumpy Dumpties from there. With smart, precise blast, the spiky fish were completely blown out of the water and sent scattered in defeat. During their retreat, they even retrieved their things, leaving not one bit of trash inside their lake. Dodoco, the special Jumpy Dumpty, the Spark Knight, the Honorary Knight, and the Helper in White had thus defended Cider Lake together. Life was going swimmingly for the fish of Mondstadt once more. To reward themselves for their hard work, Dodoco, the special Jumpy Dumpties, the Spark Knight, the Honorary Knight, and the Helper in White rolled out a tablecloth and heartily enjoyed a lakeside picnic. On the menu was mint jelly, caramel cake cookies, berry cake, and tomato chili, a sweet, spicy, and refreshing spread. The threat to Cider Lake was now quelled. Dodoco, and the Spark Knight had saved the day. And who knows, perhaps the fruit of this strange encounter, the creation of a special Jumpy Dumpties, may come in handy again someday. So that's it, the story of Dodoco's Bomb-Tastic adventure. So thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Bye-bye.